What up, Internet? Let's talk about skates and shopping for skates. So I've been skating on these Carrera skates for years, since I was a kid until just recently last year. These skates kind of got broken to the point where I couldn't do what I wanted to do, and I was in a position where I needed to buy new skates or not skate anymore. So I did buy new skates, and putting together a new skate to fit my skate style was a task that took a lot of time and research for me. So hopefully I can save you some time and kind of give you a rundown of why I chose these skates and how they compare to my old skates and what that means, for anyone out there looking for new skates. The boots and the plates being the major choices here. When you are shopping for skates, one of the major things you have to consider is, what are you doing on your skates? Are you speed skating a lot? Are you doing roller derby? Or are you spending more time in the middle or dance skating, doing those sort of things? So let's just start with the boots though, actually. One major difference between any two boots is going to be the quality. And with that quality comes control. If any of you are car enthusiasts, I could compare this, I could make an analogy to a car with stock suspension versus a car with sport suspension, lowered, and nice rims and tires. The difference in handling is night and day. Just like the difference in handling between a cheap boot and a nice boot is night and day. So these are the old Carrera skates, which Rydell used to mass produce many years ago. You can see the bottom here is plastic, and the top here I think is leather coated. The inside is some kind of nylon material. You can see the material starting to ball up and come out. Whereas these Rydell 595s are all leather, inside and out, and the bottom is not plastic here. It's either wood or cork, one of the two. And another difference is the stitching. We can see Rydell stitches their boot to the bottom piece all around, whereas the cheaper skates do not have that. I stitched these on my own, which says something, right? So when you're shopping for a boot, if you want more handling, then you're going to want to pay extra money to get the nicer boot that doesn't have plastic on it. If you don't really care so much, you're starting out, if you're more of a casual skater, then this might be what you want. These will work. These will get the job done. If you're going to be doing more dancing, then you could consider a boot with a heel. I don't have a boot with a heel. I've never skated on a boot with a heel, but there's many people who do. And so I don't know what it's like to skate on boots with heels, other than the obviously there's a heel, so it would be even easier to get on your toes. You're changing the angle of your foot, and I don't know if that would be something that I would like. The next thing I want to talk about is the plates. So we can see here, the old Carreras come with the Sure Grip cheapo plates. I don't remember what they're called, XL or something. They're like $50, all steel, something like that. This is not what they look like. Actually, they have a really crap garbage finish stock. I sanded them down and I drilled holes and to try to make them lighter, which helped a little bit. I don't know. I also sawed off the toe stops there. So these are not bad. They are very heavy, and you can dance in these like you can dance on regular speed skates. It's doable. They're heavy, and they're not really made for dancing. You can see also that the plate spans the entire boot, right from the heel all the way to the toe. The wheelbase is quite large here, and that's good for speed skating. That's good for roller derby, that sort of thing. That's what they're made for generally. And we can see a stark difference here on the roll line spin plate. Obviously there's no toe stop. The plates are much shorter. We can see there's an empty space here. There's an empty space in the back there. about a centimeter in the back. From Rolline, this is a recommended size for my boot, 170, and it is very, 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 very nice. I've never skated on skates this nice. The major difference being the size of the plate and the shorter wheelbase and where it's mounted. It makes things so much easier, mainly when you want to step onto your toes. Also, there's a weight difference. These are much lighter, and I mean, I don't really know what else to say. The Rolline spin plates are good for spinning. It's exactly that. If you're going to be doing toe work or anything on your toes, I would recommend these plates, hands down. You could get a regular cheap plate, shorter one with no toe stop, and you could get those and spin on those just fine. My experience with the Rolline spin plate has been nothing but good. I can't complain. There's literally nothing for me to complain about here. Everything is amazing. There is no sacrifice in durability or quality. Everything feels good. Stepping onto my toes feels great, and it's very easy to step onto my toes now. If I hold them like this, you can kind of see the difference in the wheelbase there. It's quite a bit different. They're very different in a good way. These allow me to do so much more. Going from these old speed skates to these new skates, I almost had to learn how to skate again. Right now these bushings are the medium hardness, and I do plan to switch these top pieces to soft, so I just get a little bit more flexibility on my turns. So in conclusion, what are you doing on your skates? Are you speed skating a lot? Are you doing roller derby? Or are you spending more time in the middle or dance skating, doing those sort of things? If your answer is speed skating or roller derby, then you'll want plates that are large, with a larger wheelbase that fit your entire boot. If you're not doing those things, if you're spending more time on your toes, in the middle, going slower speeds, dancing, those sort of things, then you don't want large wheelbase. You don't want large plates. I did have another person recommend even a shorter plate, like a 150 or 160, but I decided to go against that because I was afraid it would be too much of a difference between what I've been skating on. And so I'm glad I went with the 170s. I have zero trouble doing anything on my toes. Everything's perfect. Yeah. If you want to go for spins, toe work, go for Rolline, 100%.